everyone, so first video. I ordered these fish Sunday evening, they've just arrived now. I'm going to show you just unboxing them. We've got a Kohaku mix and quite a bit of a mega mix from New Forest Koi Farm. I think this is the Kohaku fry, which that's what they look like. They look extremely small, smaller than I remember last year's. Let's try holding up to them. Some nice deep coloration to them. And these are sharkey's fry, so hopefully get some good growth to them. Which by process of elimination means this is the New Forest Koi fry. The other ones are the Byer Koi Farm, a bit smaller. So this mix in here, I'll hold them up in a second, is a mix of goshiki, matsukawabake, kumonryu, water quality in there. Looks like they'll need some sorting through. I can't remember ordering this, so that's the 5 to 8 ml pellet and 1mm. So happy days, I'll use the 5 to 8 first, then the 1, and then it brings me nicely onto another order from Byer Koi Farm. I did 5 kilograms of their 5 to 2 ml crumble. So that's 1.5 kilogram bags. That should keep them going for quite a while. It's 5k there, 5 kilograms. Right, so I'll get these into the garage, into the setup, and we'll see what condition they're in. So this is the koi setup that I used last year and was very successful. I took 105 koi in here, fry last year, less than an inch. And as you can see, that's the results from last year's sort of an experiment, really, to see if this tank would produce the results that I wanted. It's basic compared to some setups, but I found that it works really well. You've got the air pump delivering direct to the tank and also to the filter. The filter also kept it quite simple. It's pump fed, gravity filter, and that's doing a really good job of keeping the water reasonably clear. I've had the garage door open the last few days, so just started to get an algae problem, which is not brilliant, but as you can see the water is still fairly clear. Just done a quick 20% water change ready for the koi. That's through the hose pipe goes through a filter to get the chlorine and all the nasties out of the water there. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep the koi in a keep net in here first, after the unboxing. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Byer Koi Farm Kohakus first. They look a little bit smaller. What I want to do is get them into this just this measuring bowl here and check the quality, see if there's any that's suffered from the transport, and obviously that gives me the opportunity to net them out, give them a quick count, make sure they're all present, and not cross-contaminate the water that's come from the koi farm with the water in my setup, which I can be fairly confident that it's disease-free and quite clean water, as I've had no ailments yet with last year's batch of koi. Right, so I'll get them in the bowl and we'll see what's happened. Okay, so now you can see the Byer Koi Farm sharkey fry, which are looking very healthy. I have to say they are a little bit on the smaller side. Obviously no patterns really showing yet, which you can sort of expect with fry of this age. Yeah, they all look to be well. I'll give them a count up now, just can't do that with the camera, and we'll see just how many we've got. And there's no fatalities from transport. They're all looking very healthy, very nice koi fry. Whilst I was counting the Byer sharkey fry, which was 98, I got the new forest koi in this, just to bring them up to the water temperature. The temperature of the bag was 18 degrees, and currently in the koi pool we're running at about 22, 23. So that's giving them a chance to warm up. And the sharky fry back in the original water, again just warming up. It's not too much of a shock if the fish is increasing in temperature. The biggest precaution comes when you're putting them into colder water. So this way around is better, still not perfect, but we'll give them plenty of time to acclimatise before putting them into the keep net, so that should be happening soon. I'm just going to attempt to count the 250 from the New Forest koi. I'll get on with that now. This is the koi now that's been just taken out of the bag from New Forest koi. True to the description online of their jumbo mix, you can see that there is quite a few darker varieties, and we unfortunately, when I opened this bag, there was two which hadn't quite made the travel, which is a bit of a shame. So that again just goes to show how important this stage is when rearing koi fry. As soon as you get them, try and get them in water as soon as possible, into a better environment. The water quality, I don't know whether these came from more of a mud pond type setup, but the water in here is a lot darker. Obviously no indication to the actual quality of the water, and they could just have been producing their own waste. There's a lot more in this mix. There's 250 here compared to the Byer Koi Farms 100/98 that we delivered. Already we've lost 2 in here, and we'll be checking for any defects or mishaps as I go through them now. They all look reasonably healthy. You can certainly see some coloration and patterns coming through. There's definitely quite a few above 1 inch in this mix. We've also got quite a lot of smaller ones as well. Just for some example of size, that's my hand there, so there's certainly a lot of growing to be done for these guys. And I'm a bit stuck now, so what I'm going to do, because I can't really keep them in the keep net, and the pump may be a little bit strong for fish of this size, so we'll see. See how we go. That's the koi fry now, all floating in the bags. I'm going to give them a few hours to acclimatise. The temperature's the same now, but I've just mixed in some of the current growing on pond water with the water which they came with, just to get them acclimatised to it. So I've finally got the koi in the new home. As you can see, I've had to rustle up a little bit of a floating keep net. That's just to keep the koi away from the filter and away from the larger toe side that we've still got in there. Still plenty of room for them underneath, and at the side as well, they've been coming up to feed. Update on how they acclimatised. The Kohaku were perfect. Still got the original 98, which were delivered, which is beautiful, and they seem to be settling well, and they're feeding well as well at the bottom. With the mix from New Forest koi, there was quite a few fatalities. It does happen. But it was sourced. It's not a nice part of keeping koi when you have a few fatalities like that. But they seem to be settling in now. There's been no more upset for a few hours, so they seem to be settling well. The New Forest gave well over the number which I ordered. I ordered 250, and there were 420 in the last count, but I've lost a few since then, so there is still quite a few in there. You can't see them all, some of them are at the bottom, whereas the Kohaku, you can tell obviously there's just 98 in there, that their number is steady. So yeah, that's it. Happy days, and I'll probably give you an update on these guys in a few weeks and show you how much they've grown.